Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina if you're new, and today I want to share with you my girls name list. So this is my top 10 names that I love, but my husband does not. So I did do a boys version of this back in February, and I promised a girls version. It was a little harder to come up with 10 names because for some reason boy names seem easier for me than girl names, but I do have 10. I really love these names. I can't wait to share them with you, and I hope you like them too. I will say once again, this is not a gender reveal. We do not know what we are having, so that's why we had to come up with boys' names and girls' names. I do like names in general, but these are more names that I don't just love, but would consider using for a baby. They're also names that maybe I have hesitations for specific reasons, but if it wasn't for those reasons, maybe then I would consider using those names. So the first name is the name Adeline. I really love the name Adeline. I just think that it is elegant sounding, but still somewhat unique, and a very pretty, strong girl's name, Adeline. The downfall of it is a lot of the similar names are common. So you've got like Adeline, you've got Addison. There's a lot of them that are kind of trendy, and so I think Adeline is still up there as a bit more popular. So that would be my hesitation with that name, but I do think it is a really pretty name and a good name for a girl. The next one is the name Toria. Obviously, it's definitely a short form of Victoria. Victoria is fine. I don't mind that name, but it's, again, a more common, typical, everyone's heard of it kind of name. I thought Toria was a really pretty name and something most people haven't heard of. I mean, maybe as a nickname, but not as a name on its own. So I think Toria would be a really pretty name for a little girl. This next name is Ezria. Sort of similar maybe to Ezra, but a more feminine version. I thought Ezria was really pretty. It's definitely unique, but not super out there. I really love the Z sound, but I don't know if I would name a child that because it's just that much more unique. But I do think Ezria is a really pretty name that I haven't really heard anyone else use. The next name that I love is the name Mariah. Now, obviously, people just think of Mariah Carey, but I think outside of that, Mariah is a really pretty name. I do think that maybe it's a little dated because of being popular from Mariah Carey, but I do think it is a really pretty name and would make a really good girl's name. The next name I love is Aubrey. This, again, has become quite trendy, so that would be my hesitation, but I like it better than Audrey. I think that's, to me, a little more dated sounding, but Aubrey is kind of like a newer take on the name Audrey, so I think Aubrey is a really pretty girl's name. This next name has been one of my favorite names for a long, long time, and that's the name Kezia. I really love the name Kezia. I think that it is a strong but still very feminine sounding name, and I think it would be a great girl's name. The only hesitation I have with this one is that it has multiple ways of pronouncing it, and so I do feel like when people read it, they're not sure if it's Kezia or Kezia, and so I'm not sure if I would like always having to tell people it's Kezia, not Kezia, that kind of thing. But I think outside of that, I think it's a really, really nice name. The next name is the name Nerissa. I think it's kind of a neat spin on, say, Melissa or Larissa. Nerissa is a little bit different than sort of the more common ones and has a nice sound to it. I don't know if maybe it's a little too out there, but I definitely think Nerissa is a pretty sounding name. All right, this next name is, again, a very unique name. It is the name Evelyn. It's kind of a combination of a few names, perhaps. The name Evelyn and Everly are very popular trendy names right now, and so I think it's kind of like a different variation of that. But I think still really pretty and not weird, but still different. So I think Evelyn is a very pretty girl's name. This next name that I like is the name Jesslyn. It's maybe similar to Jezebel, but without the history of it. I think Jesslyn is a really pretty name. The only hesitation I would have with this name is I don't necessarily love the nickname like Jess. I feel like there's so many Jessicas that sort of makes it sound like a common name, so I don't love that part. But I do think Jezza is a cute nickname, so as long as they would say Jezza and not Jess, I think Jesslyn is a very pretty option. So I do have one last name to share with you, and that is the name Arrietty. This is a really unique name. I don't know if you've heard of it before. It's almost like similar to Harriet, but Arrietty I think is a very feminine sounding, pretty name, and I think that it's unique, but like still common sounds to it, Arrietty. I don't know if people would have trouble spelling it or pronouncing it when they read it, but I do think that it's definitely a very pretty and unique name. Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. It was so fun to come up with my whole list of girls and boys names. I will link the boys playlist for you as well, because that was my list of boys names. And let me know in the comments below which was your favorite. What are girls' names that you love? If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!